This is Umar for BoxNation. First time I believe I'm being actually joined by Lawrence Okolie on the relaunch of BoxNation. So welcome and a great time to get you on because you're going to be two-weight world champion this Saturday, aren't you, Lawrence?
Yes, I am. Good to chat to you.
Yeah, good to see you, Lawrence. It's been a while. Yeah, this move to bridgerweight, training with Joe Gallagher, a lot of changes in your career. Just explain to me on both fronts why you needed these changes, Lawrence, please.
Well, I think obviously the first one is weight. Making that cruiserweight limit was really taken out of me. I saw a decline in my performances, but when you're world champion, you know what I mean. You like you don't want to hang up and just go into the wilderness. So I pushed it for as long as I could, and when I couldn't get the rematch with CBS over the line, I just said, you know what, it's time for me to actually move up. I was walking around over 115, 116 kilos, so getting back down to the 90 kilo limit or two, it was just never going to happen. So the move was necessary, and I've felt a difference in the gym. But the only day that matters is on Friday. But yeah, and then in terms of Joe, I think the good thing is obviously I was sparring Parker for Wilder back in December. And Joe was in the gym. He took my corner. I liked what he was doing there. And then after that, I think the main thing is his temperament is right for exactly what I need right now. Obviously I won, British, Commonwealth, European, world titles, made some good money and some great investments outside of boxing. So not to say I lost the hunger, but that motivation for money was kind of gone, where it's like boxing doesn't pay me anywhere near as much as the stuff I do outside of boxing now. So um he kind of he kind of wanted to make sure that the fire was actually still there. Do you know what I mean? So when it came to the hard training sessions, he wouldn't he would say, I don't care what this is doing. I don't care. I want to make sure that you really want to be here. You really want to be a fighter. And then, those that temperament kind of really paid off over the last few months, and we're ready for a fight.
Okay. Lukasz Rozanski, would you say Glovacki was a better world title win, or do you see Lucas as a tougher fight?
He'll be a tougher fight because he's obviously bigger. He's gonna go 100%. He's got maybe 90 something percent KO ratio. So one thing he's gonna do is he's gonna come and throw shots. So it's gonna take me having to sort of box and sort of slow him down with good sort of shots to the body, good hard shots to the head, and then earn the victory. I think I have to earn it a lot more. But when I do get it, it'll be big.
Is it all about the W, Lawrence? I asked this question because not many people get to challenge for a world title in a second way, let alone win it. We know some of the criticism that you received, especially towards the back end of your career at cruiserweight. So is the manner in which you do this on Friday night important, or is it just about the W?
I hate that question because it's like obviously I would rather win shit than fucking lose in the most beautiful fight ever. But it is about putting on a good performance. And for me as well, obviously I have moved up and I've been performing very, very well in the gym. So for me, it's about just going out there and sort of executing what I've been doing. And for me, I want to be able to watch this back and say, "Oh wow, I looked good," or I blocked this, or I did certain things. Not necessarily for any critics or anything like that. It's just for myself and obviously my son, and that just being able to say, oh, my dad lost. He was world champion, lost, came back, won a world title, and did it in great fashion. And I think that's more my motivation than anything else.
Would you say this is a Lawrence Okolie 2.0, if that question makes sense?
Yes and no. I think obviously I'm definitely gonna be able to show some different things in terms of like my composure under fire. Just with my sort of I'll show some composure under fire, and then I think the reality is it's kind of, as much as it's 2.0, I look back at my amateur fights, I look back at my early pro fights, look back at all the fights where I was getting KOs and stuff like that. There's certain energy that I took to the ring, and I'm looking to bring that back.
And ultimately, you believe you stop him on Friday night in Poland?
Yeah, definitely. I think that the stylistically is made for that. He's a shorter fighter coming 100% swinging bombs. So while he's thinking about getting a stoppage, I'm thinking about how I'm gonna get him out of there. So yeah.
Well, in your opinion, when you win this world title on Friday night, how do you envision your future in terms of bridgerweight? Do you stay there? Do you even consider a move up to heavyweight, Lawrence?
Definitely, I think that, I've wanted to dance with the big boys for a long, long time. I've always done well in the gym against them when I'm fully fueled and stuff like that. But I want to see what it's like on fight night. I think we've seen, you can ask any promoter that's ever worked with me. I've never said no to a fight. And that kind of side of boxing is always what excites me, no matter what anyone's ever had to say about a performance or how I box, whatever. No one's ever said Lawrence has said no, or Lawrence isn't up for fighting anyone anytime. So I'll just be keeping that energy going forwards.
And how's it been in Poland as an experience?
It's been pretty nice, to be fair, but I think I definitely won't make the same mistake I made in Bournemouth, thinking that it's all fun and games because on the day it's a very different energy.
Absolutely. Listen, Lawrence, go well on Friday night. Bring that title back to the UK.
Thank you.
That green and gold belt. Look forward to it live on Sky Sports. Just before I let you go, I'm sure well, I don't know, you're in camp and locked away and focused. I don't know if you did watch last Saturday, Fury Usyk, and if you did, your thoughts?
I watched it the day after, so I did need to get to sleep, but I thought it was a great fight. I felt like you have to just take your hats off to both fighters, but more so Usyk obviously because he won, and the fact that he won all the belts at cruiserweight, all the belts at heavyweight, it's never been done. Unbelievable, and the man in which he's done it, beating so many great champions on the way. So, mate, I think he's got not only a Hall of Fame career, it's like a fucking legendary, like beyond legendary career.
Did you think he nicked it then on the scorecards?
Yeah, he got the decision, so yeah, of course he did.
No, but in your opinion,
In my opinion, do I think he won? Yeah, I do. I think that as much as that ninth round, whatever, must would have swayed everyone's mindset. I do think that you have to take into consideration when you have a huge round like that, the subsequent rounds, even if it's close, the judges and stuff are going to be sort of eyeing up the person that put in a good round. That now they're drawn to their work as opposed to the other to opponent. So, it was a split. It was a close fight, but yeah, I think was the winner there.
and you know what it's like when someone wins are the best thing in the world, and when someone loses, even though after they've had a great career, people write them off, especially the British public, and people starting to say, "Oh, maybe Fury hasn't wasn't as great as we thought he was at one point." Yeah, people writing him off. Thoughts on
Yeah.
that?
I think obviously that's human nature, isn't it? But I think the reality is the guy's had a stellar career. He's also had a Hall of Fame career himself. And I think that losing a split decision to someone like Usyk, who's done what he's done, there's no discredit. And if they have a rematch and Fury wins, I'm sure that the tide will turn again.
Well, I'm sure you got your juices flowing for one day at heavyweight, but you got bridgerweight business to focus on this Friday night. As I said, live on Sky Sports. Everyone tune in. Lawrence is going to bring that green and gold strap back home, God willing, and we'll speak soon once you do. Okay.
Thank you. Sounds
Oh
good.
well. Thank you, mate.
Cheers, mate.